Hi, welcome back. In this episode, I'm giving you a real peek behind the scenes. My name's Elise van Vessem and I'm the founder of Aloe Empire, and I help busy people turn spare time into side income. Now, one of the most common questions I get is, Elise, what do you actually do in your business? What do you do every day? What do you do every week? People imagine that to build a business like this, you need to be glued to your phone, churning out content, sending hundreds of messages a day. And honestly, that's not how I work at all. I've built this business around my life, not the other way around. And today I'm going to walk you through the 5 main things I focus on each week that keeps the business ticking over, growing steadily, and most importantly, still feeling like me. The first thing, I share something personal or helpful online. This is done 3 to 5 times a week. This isn't a big polished production. Sometimes it's a reel, sometimes it's a post or story, but the goal is always the same, to connect with real people. I don't sell in every post. In fact, most of the time, I'm just showing up as a human being with something hopefully useful to say. My products hardly feature in any of my posts. I might share a behind-the-scenes photo, a simple skincare tip, a mindset reminder, or something that helped me shift gears that day. If I am in product launch mode, of course I'll talk about that. If I'm in team building mode, I'll share how I got started and why I chose this path. But I never pressure myself to go viral. It's about being visible and relatable, not perfect. Here's a tip for you. Schedule your content in batches. I do mine in a 4-week cycle. I take Tuesdays and Wednesdays completely off my laptop because that's my personal time. That's my weekend, because that coincides with my husband's 2 days off. And because rest matters just as much as action does. You're not going to find me working in the evenings either. Why? Because of the ridiculous schedule that my husband has to adhere to for his job. Second of all, I follow up with people who've shown interest. Now, here's the thing. Most people don't say yes the first time they see a post or message. They're not going to just see my message for my products or my business opportunity and just say, here Elise, here's my credit card, sign me up. That doesn't mean they're not interested. It just means that they're human. They've got other things on their plate right there and then. Their timing isn't my timing, and I should never confuse it as such. Each week I'll check in with a few people who've liked a post, asked a question, watched a story, or downloaded one of my freebies. I try not to treat them like leads. I absolutely try. I might not always succeed, but in treating them like people. It's usually a message like, hey, I saw you grabbed my free side hustle guide. How was that for you? Was it helpful? Or I noticed you checked out a couple of my product posts. Is there something specific you were curious about or I can help you with? That kind of thoughtful follow-up, no pressure follow-up, more importantly, goes a long way. And even when someone says not right now, you still opened a door that might turn into a yes down the line or even a referral. This step is so often skipped because people assume no one's interested, but quiet interest is still interest. You've just got to nurture it. The third thing I do is offer a clear way for them to take the next step. Now, this is something I used to miss, and it made everything harder than it had to be. If you're not making it easy for people to do something, they just scroll past. Even if they love what you're sharing, if they don't understand what you want them to do, they won't do it because they literally don't know what to do. So every post I make sure I've got a clear next step available. Now, it might be something like download my free side hustle roadmap, or download the link to my short video about how you can get started in this business. Or it could be, here's the storefront link to this particular product. Or it could be an invitation to message me for a quick chat. The key is, I absolutely do my best not to keep people guessing. I let them know what's available, and I do it in a calm, no pressure way. If no one wants to take that next step this week, so what? That's fine. I keep the door open and I keep showing up. Momentum builds when people feel like you know what you're doing and that they're welcome to come along without the pressure. Fourth thing, I check in with my mentor and my team. Now, you don't need a big team to do this because it could just be you and your upline, or it could be one accountability partner. But checking in matters. Each week, I either touch base with the person who brought me in, or I send a quick note to someone I'm working with to say, how's it going? Is there anything you're stuck on? Or want to run through the next steps together? Or I ask my mentor for assistance or some ideas with something that I'm working on. So this helps me in two ways. It keeps me learning. I still get new ideas from my own mentor, and it keeps others moving too, because even a short check-in can spark momentum again. We often overcomplicate leadership, but a message, a 5-minute Zoom, or just a little nudge in the right direction can be enough to help someone have a win that week. And wins, no matter how big or small, feel good, don't they? And the last thing I want to add today is I track what's working and what isn't. Now, this is a quiet habit that keeps everything running smoothly. Each week, I take 10 to 15 minutes to look at which posts got the most saves or comments, likes, or anything else that I've been tracking, how many people asked for more info, how many sales came in, what felt good and what felt forced. It's not a massive spreadsheet with 97 tabs. It's just a simple reflection, which I do write down. What worked this week? What didn't? What's worth doing again? And without this, you're just guessing. With it, you're learning and adapting. And you get to build your business with more ease because paying attention to your rhythm and not someone else's is your feedback that you need. So in closing, there you have it. It's a real week in my business. No, it is not 10-hour hustle days. I do not have a marketing degree and neither is one required. Just, I would say, 5 simple, intentional activities that I repeat week after week. And over time, they compound. If you're curious what that could look like for you, if you had the right tools and the right support and the right starting point, just DM me the word BizInfo and I'll show you the kind of business that I'm working on and that I can help you launch simply and confidently. Now remember, it doesn't have to be big to be meaningful. Small actions done consistently build real momentum. You've got this and I'm cheering you on.